right?
Okay. Okay, we are streaming.
All right, seeing that it's the hour of 5:30, we're gonna call to order this meeting. The first thing on the agenda is approval of minutes for the August 12th, 2020 meeting.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on. Item 0622-20, communications, submitting an application for premise description change for KW Investments, Inc., doing business as Double Vision, located at 3101 Douglas Avenue, Wendy Poe Agents, 7th District. So, do we have their phone number to call them?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Okay.
The computer is glitching on me a little.
Oh, okay.
Try it again. I don't know if the battery's running low. No, it's working. Change the batteries on it. Okay. Cell phone.
To hold the battery. Can you do it?
Oh. Now it's just being finicky. Oh, yeah, okay. We'll hold it like that. Thank you. The mouse doesn't want to work. I'm gonna put less names in. Okay, thank you.
You all set?
Yep, we're calling her right now.
Okay.
All right, we have Wendy on the line.
Okay. Hey, Wendy, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. Can you tell us what you're looking to do here, please?
We're basically just trying to add the outside premises.
Okay, and
We have, there's a patio and everything in back that they go out and smoke on.
okay,
So it's basically just to allow drinking and such out there, so there's more space, I guess.
okay. Done these before, so any I don't have any questions. I know Wendy and I've been to this establishment. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes, is it going to be fenced in at all? And is there going to be any music outside that may be a problem for neighbors?
At the moment, it's not fenced in. One side has a fence on it. We have quite a bit of land between the patio and the neighbor behind us that Carvo owns. So he's probably a good 100 feet, if not more, away from us. The other side of us is basically Beacon and then Garbo. So, and all of that is fenced in between us and them.
Okay, how about music? Are you going to be playing music outside or just letting people sit outside and drink?
We have, there is a speaker outside from the jukebox inside, but it's limited to how high it can go. So
Thank you.
basically, it cannot be turned up. If you're sitting on the patio, basically, if you're 10 feet away from the patio, you can't hear the music.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, I would entertain a motion then.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, you have it, Wendy. Congratulations and good luck.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right,
Welcome.
next item of business, 0617-20, communications submitting an application of public passenger business license, Tarion Umar, doing business as Racine Taxi, Tarion Umar owner. Don't we normally do these administratively?
No.
Okay,
Renewal.
I thought we started doing them administratively. That you guys, is there any kind of problem with the record or anything?
No, not that we can see.
All right then. I don't think we have to call them, do we?
I have her number if you want to call her.
No, usually I thought you guys were starting to do these administratively if there was nothing on the record or anything like that. It's up to the other members if they want us to call or not. Anybody want us to call them?
I just wonder, so there's no moving violations against this person? Oh, sorry.
You guys got anything on the records for any type of stuff with this person?
I didn't receive anything back with the record check with her.
Okay. All right then, so I would assume that it's clear.
If there aren't any violations, I'm okay approving it.
All right, make a motion then, please.
Move to approve?
Could we get a second?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on. Communication on behalf of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee requesting the appearance of Dean Peros, agent for Coasters located at 1301 North Main Street, pursuant to a formal expression of concern, and also requesting consideration of rescinding the formal expression of concern. So we can call Dino.
Yep, give me 1 second here.
Now, before this all started, before we asked him for this consideration, there's been a couple instances since then. Is that correct? Or are those prior to or part of this?
I think it's
Oh,
prior to that event. I mean, some things I read on the report, the bartenders called a couple times and stuff, I believe. So this has to do with the night of the shooting.
All right.
Oh, attorney, no?
oh, I just wanted to point out to the committee that Sergeant Webb is on the line as well, so he is here to answer any
Okay.
questions related to that. But there were 2 incidents at Coasters.
All right. Could we hear from Sergeant Webb?
Sure. So this call-in is in reference to the July 31st incident in which the 2 parties were shot. Furthermore, there was a June 22nd incident in which a party was shot outside the bar. Reference to July 31st incident is I think was the one that required the summing in. The 2 parties were inside the bar, unknown if they had an exchange with the suspect. Upon leaving the bar, they had a conversation with the group of suspects. At one point, the guy produces a firearm and shoots both of the victims in this matter. Both victims at the time of this report are out of the hospital, expected to survive. The suspect in this matter has been arrested. Currently, they're fighting extradition to get him sent back to Wisconsin, and that's for the July 31st incident. We were able to recover video from the bar on the night of that incident. I actually got called in for this, was out there, and speaking with the bartender, she made the statement that this was, the crowd that night was not their regular crowd, was quite unusual prior to this incident. And before that, you had the June 26th event in which a male party was shot in the leg in front of the bar. We ultimately interviewed the female party that shot the male, and her statement was her boyfriend followed her to the bar. He became upset with her that she was out with her friends, and he went to pull her out of the car, at which time she produced a firearm and shot him, subsequently striking him in the leg. And the list I sent you guys, for some odd reason with Corey, I talked to MIS today, it didn't print in chronological order, but that's just calls for that location going back 2 years. And like has been said before, generally if the caller is known, if it's the bartender, it'll be stated it's the bartender. If it's a patron, it'll be stated it's a patron. If it's the owner, it'll be stated that it's the owner that made the call to us.
And the bar cooperated with all the video surveillance for you too, am I correct?
Yeah, we got it the actual night of the incident.
Okay, much appreciated. All right, let's give them a call.
If I can just ask Sergeant Webb, was anyone arrested on that Monday, June 20th incident?
For the male that got shot?
Yes.
That was sent over to the district attorney's office, and they have that for review because the allegation or the shooter's perspective of it was he was gonna physically assault her. So they got that one for review, but she came, the female that the suspect came in like 2 days later, and she was interviewed.
Okay, thank you.
I have, Dean on the line.
All right, first thing, we're gonna have the city attorney, read this statement. Go ahead.
Dean, can you raise your right hand?
Okay.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
You have been called here today, or virtually, because the committee has received notice of one or more concerning incidents at your establishment. As a result, the committee has issued a formal expression of concern against you under Section 6-27 of the ordinance. If you are issued 2 or more of these within a 6-month period, or 3 or more within a 1-year period, you will be referred to the city attorney's office for further disciplinary proceedings. We will start with the police department's summary. After that, you will have the opportunity to address the committee. You are not required to discuss the specific incident unless you wish, but you do have to tell the committee how you intend to address the issue going forward.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I know we're gonna have you repeat some of this stuff, Sergeant Webb. I apologize.
No problem. Hi, so this was in reference to two incidents specifically. The first one was the June 22nd, 2020 incident in which a male party was shot outside of your bar. At that time, we spoke to the male, and we ultimately interviewed the female party, the one that shot him. Additionally, referenced the July 31st incident in which the two parties were inside your bar, along with the suspect, unknown if they had any exchange within the bar. But as the two victims were leaving, they walked past a group of suspects. Words were exchanged, and ultimately, 2 gentlemen were ultimately shot. And that was the night of July 31st. And going back a year prior, you guys had a total of, I think, 7 calls going back to 2019. And again, some of those calls were called in by you guys, referenced some things that was going on. Some of them were called in by others. And then we even have one to where we initiated a tavern check.
Okay.
Okay. So, so we're looking for, Dino, what are you doing about this? And Have you changed anything in the bar for this? I know you had no control over this, but what happened outside? So just want to hear what you might do to help control this.
Well, the first thing we did was we changed the jukebox to, we're trying to change the crowd around because obviously that kind of crowd just doesn't work. These are the problems that happen everywhere they go. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about how people react and how tough they all want to be. I can't get a better camera system than I have. I mean, I've proven that already with as many instances that happened. Referring to the lady shooting the guy in the leg, I mean, they just pulled over right in front of the bar, and that's where it ended up happening. Could have happened anywhere else, but it happened there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
as to the words being said, I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen the video or anything, but it seemed like words being said. The two that got shot were walking across the street. Something was said back towards them, and they were coming back looking like intent to fight, but the guy pulled out a gun instead. And yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, and you had, I mean, there was no problems inside of your bar these nights. Either one of these incidents took place, correct?
No, it was there was people in there, but everything was being very peaceful. And the group of people that were, I would like to add, that were basically sitting outside, is that they pulled up in a minivan and just loitered there. Oh, and we put up no loitering signs and like 2 or 3 drink minimum signs, and we raised our prices and changed the jukebox like I said already. But no, everything was peaceful inside. It looked like everybody was having a good time, and the shooter went outside to talk to these people, and then the victims. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to it. It's just that, I'm tougher than you. Okay, no, I am. So here's a gun. I'll prove it to you. That's basically what kind of happened.
Okay. Do we have any questions from any of the committee members? Melissa? First, okay.
Yeah, thank you. So I noticed, we have a 2 years going back record, and I noticed that there was about 4 other assaults or fights, and then bartender operating without a bartending license. Can you say a little bit about what you're doing to check people's license and or, I don't know, it sounds like there were other fights beyond just the shooting. So do you have security? Do you use like those apps to check people's licenses or record them, that kind of thing?
My partner and I are talking about getting it's like a ID scanner that can be like online, and we were gonna work with the police where they can have access to it at any time. We also gave the police our codes to our cameras so they can pop in at any time, like online. There's an app that you can put on your laptop, computer, or cell phone, and you type in the certain codes and numbers, and they have access. They can gain access to our cameras at any time. That's another thing that we did. My partner told me that he did that. As to this is news to me that I didn't have a licensed bartender. I didn't even know that.
Wait, just a second. I can look it up. It was.
Do you have the name of the bartender in question?
Let's see. Right here. Sorry, it says. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Does anyone else have any questions?
No worries.
All right.
No worries.
Carrie, you got a question?
You can let Mr. Peterson go first.
All right,
He
Jeff?
raised his hand before me.
Okay.
Question for Sergeant Webb. For the first shooting, you stated the female was headed into the bar. The bar owner states that they were just stopped in front of the bar. Could you clarify that, please?
Again, for some of these events, for the 22nd shooting, that's what she said. She
Okay.
said she was going to the bar and the boyfriend got upset and came to the bar where she was at. Now,
Okay.
for some of these events, I can't determine whether, so like
Whether
for the
it's
July,
truthful.
for the July incident, I can say for sure they were inside the bar. That's why I put it in there that they were inside the bar. For this one, that's her word, and of course his story was completely different. That being the victim in this matter.
Okay. Is the bar owner aware of or familiar with the female who did the shooting?
I am not.
I don't believe so. Because again, a lot of times when we go out there, these aren't their regulars.
Okay.
Because if they're so like the night of the double shooting, they were able to tell us the regulars that was in the bar that night.
Mm-hmm.
So for other incidents, they'll tell us who the regulars are that's in there, and generally, if they can't identify them, they're not their regulars.
Thank you very much.
Gary?
And can I,
Oh, go ahead,
is it okay
Melissa.
if I just mention finish up the piece? So it says Sunday, August 11th, 2019. It was found that the bartender's license had expired about 2 months earlier in June of 2019. And then, so Carrie, you can go. I just wanted to note that.
Do you have a time on that?
Or a name?
There's the report isn't in the name. The name isn't in the report, but it was a call at 2 a.m.
Okay.
Alderwoman Lemke, can you tell me what that complaint number is? It should be like a 19 dash something, and I can get that information to him.
Sure, it's 19-037-309. So 037.
037.
Yep, 309.
If I remember right, I think her name is Shannon that usually worked on Saturday or Sunday nights, and she's no longer with us, so I guess we got rid of that problem.
Okay. If he likes, I can forward a copy of this to New if he wants to try to get it from her.
Yeah, I had
Amber.
no clue about this.
Hey, Amber,
Yeah.
I got a question for you. I know we were doing, was there a lag in some of these licenses after people applied for them because of the COVID thing? Or was that just the bars themselves?
That was 19.
It was 2019.
Oh, okay, all right, I apologize. I didn't know it was that far back. Okay,
I got a question.
okay.
Okay.
So Dino, so from your videos that you have at your establishment for the Monday, June 22nd, no one had entered the bar yet that were involved in the shooting?
No.
No one had entered the bar. Okay.
Basically, they pulled over in a car. I've never seen any of them before. They pulled over in a car, a van pulled over in front of them, or SUV or something. A guy comes walking up, opens up the door, he reaches inside, and then you could tell that he got shot. The two other people that were also in the car, one was driving that car, jumped out of the car and ran to the front of the building, or to the front door of the bar, and the guy limped away from her. She picked up something off the floor, walked around to the driver's side, and then she took off.
Okay, so they were never even in your establishment?
Not that night that I know of.
Okay, kind of reminds me of the rerun thing here. So July 31st, how long were these people that were involved in this shooting, how long were they inside Coasters for? Can you tell by the video?
We didn't go that far back. We just found them when, like, kind of before it happened. The one guy who did the shooting, I guess, comes in all the time. He was like a regular, that's what my bartender Carrie said. She knew exactly who it was. She told the police exactly who it was. And, but he was also, he never drank. He just came in to eat. And then, and he left. That's what he always did. But this night he was drinking with friends.
Okay.
So,
Okay, one more question if I can ask Sergeant Webb this. He's still on the line?
Yes.
Sergeant Webb, thank you. So Coasters, the bartenders, the owners, co-owners, they've been pretty helpful in giving you guys all the information you need, or did you feel they're holding back something?
They're pretty forthcoming with when we go there for video and any information that they have, specifically the bartender on the night of the double shooting. And again, like I said, if there was regulars there that she recognized, she told us.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Also, what I wanted to add was that they were parked across the street. For all I know, they could have started across the street, ended up there, and then I don't know what happened. So they were parked in Main Hub's parking lot, and that's where they were found when the ambulance and police came, if I recall.
And so, Sergeant Webb, did you get video from the Main Hub also?
Yes, we did.
And you have the suspect is in custody, just waiting to get him
Be
back
extradited back. Yep.
Okay.
To Wisconsin.
Where is he? Can I ask that question?
Out of state.
Oh, okay. That was a funny one. Okay, thank you. You probably can't tell me, but thank you.
Hey, Dino,
I wonder what the weather's like in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Dino,
Yes, sir.
I was talking to you a couple weeks ago. You said you were possibly getting some new type of camera with facial.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay.
It wasn't a scan. It was like a scanner for facial recognition that we were going to share with the police department. We're still trying to find a good system for that. I just don't want to go cheap like I didn't go on my cameras. So we're trying to find a really good one that can at least scan people's faces, everyone that comes in.
All right.
One more question.
Go ahead.
Do you plan on getting any security for a while to try and see if you can just kind of, I don't know, scare people that you're not taking anything from anybody with security?
Well, see, that's the funny thing is that I just don't understand why anybody does anything around there, because every time somebody does something around there, everybody gets caught because, we really do have really good cameras.
Right.
And why
Okay.
people keep doing it is beyond me, truthfully. I have no idea. I mean, I wouldn't want to mess around. If I really wanted to get somebody, I wouldn't mess around with a place that's got cameras.
Right, not like yours. Okay, thank you. I'm done. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, I guess I would entertain a motion. It sounds like Dino's doing everything he's supposed to do. So,
What's really funny for me is that if this more or less happened over by the Main Hub, is it because the person went into Coasters and called for help that just automatically on the June 22nd one, it was just because they went for help at Coasters that they had to put Coasters' name on it? That's what it kind of sounded like to me.
It didn't really happen that way, though. I mean, they just pulled out right in front of the place. They were driving north on Main, and they pulled over right in front of the bar. And then the other van that was following, or truck or whatever it was, pulled over in front of that car And then the guy came out and opened up the door, and I don't know what they were doing inside. But nevertheless, it was enough for her to want to shoot him. Or maybe he was trying to shoot her, or he pulled a gun out on her. I have no idea what happened after that because you can't really see that.
Okay.
Well, it sounds to me like you're doing everything that you need to do.
I really, really am, everybody. I mean, I can't help how people act sometimes, you know. I mean, I don't want that crowd in there.
I understand. So,
That crowd, we've never really had we have, but we haven't. But everybody's been respectful. The ones that have usually been in there. Just this night, that guy wasn't.
how long?
Say all three, because you know what? Either way, it went both ways. There's always there's always a reaction for every action. And obviously, they picked the wrong way. I mean, I wish it would never happen anywhere. Anywhere, believe me. I love this city to be so peaceful.
Dino, how many years have you been open there?
At Coasters,
Yeah.
about 10.
Okay. So, I guess I would make a motion to receive and file this and requesting the consideration of rescinding the formal expression of concern.
I'm sorry, which motion is it? Is it to rescind or to receive and file?
Oh, okay, to rescind the formal expression of concern. I thought we had to do both.
No, if you receive and file, that means nothing happens at this time because it's the first time it has been called in, but it does count against them for purposes of the 2 or 3 strike rule. So if something happened down the road, let's say 6 months later, this would be taken into account. If you rescind it, then we can't use this against them and it would not count as a strike.
Well, to me, it seems like the bar could not control what happened outside there, nor they should have. So I'm requesting to rescind the formal expression of concern. We get a second?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed?
No.
All right. So we have it. Thank you much, Dino.
Hey, thank you, everybody.
All right.
Have a great night.
thank you to Dino.
Moving on. 0544920, communication on behalf of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee requesting the appearance of Marco Stancevic, agent for Outbreak Billiards, located at 1717 Douglas Avenue, pursuant to a formal expression of concern, and also requesting consideration of rescinding the formal expression of concern. 4th District. So if we could call them.
Okay, I'll give him a call now.
Okay.
All right, I have Marco on the line.
Okay.
Hello.
Marco, I know you know why we called you in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is have the city attorney swear you in.
Marco, would you raise your right hand, please?
Sure.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
You have been called here today because the committee has received notice of 1 or more concerning incidents at your establishment. As a result, the committee has issued a formal expression of concern against you under Section 6-27 of the ordinance. If you are issued 2 or more within a 6-month period or 3 or more within a 1-year period, you will be referred to the city attorney's office for disciplinary proceedings. We will start with the police department's summary. After that, you will have an opportunity to address the committee. You are not required to discuss the specific incident unless you wish, but you do have to tell the committee how you intend to address the issue going forward.
Okay, Sergeant Webb.
Okay.
Hi. So
Hello.
Yeah, this is referenced the August 8, 2020 incident. Officers responded to the area, referenced shots fired. An officer in the area advised he heard shots being fired from the area of Douglas and Hager. Upon arriving, officer found a party shot in the parking lot of 1717 Douglas Avenue. That's being the Outbreak Billiard. Additional information was gathered that the suspect was still inside the billiard. Ultimately, during the course of investigation, officers found the altercation occurred in the parking lot between victim and suspect. At one point, suspect produces a firearm, shoots the victim, which resulted in the victim dying. Again, for this one, I was actually out there because it was a homicide. And at the time of the investigation, we were able to recover video from the billiard. When I say was able, ultimately we were not to any fault of the billiard. It's just that it took a long time for that video to download, but the police department was able to recover it. The suspect was located and taken into custody on the night of the incident.
Okay, so.
Yeah, if I could, I kind of prepared a statement, if I could say something.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to say that the shooter was a neighbor that did shoot a man in my parking lot. On the night of the shooting, he was never inside my building or anyone that was with him. I have no idea, you know, as far as that goes. After the shooting, he ran into my building and told me to call 911. I recognized him as a neighbor, so I did so. I didn't feel threatened or anything, and he surrendered to police. The victim had come in prior. Played one game of pool and darts with a couple friends and had one drink and left. And then pretty much right after they left, this happened out in the parking lot. I hardly had any customers or any of that. Maybe 8 people all night. And that's just pretty much what I wanted to add. And at least I got the surveillance cameras that provided information to the officers, you know, of the shooting. And I haven't had any incidences of anything like this in 24 years of business. And, you know, we've had shootings all around the city. Every day it seems like an occurrence somewhere, anywhere. Drive-bys and you name it, it's just crazy. And I feel more like a victim here than anything. And, you know, I had remorse for the family and helped them with a vigil for the loss of their son, and donated to GoFundMe to help with some costs for his funeral. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right. So you've been open there 24 years, and you're really off the radar completely. I just got to commend you, because I remember years ago when you tried to get a license, a liquor license, that everybody voted no, but ultimately you got one. Ultimately, you got one probably 18 years ago and never had no issues with you at all.
Yes, sir. I mean, this is just something that was random with a neighbor, actually, that lived 2 doors down from my billiards hall. I never, you know, would expect that it would come to this. I don't know what the cause was, if, you know, outside. I never heard a thing. And even the first officer, I think Don was here first, coming through the door with the SWAT team or whatever when he surrendered himself in my building. It just, I don't know, it's just a big shocker. He said he didn't hear a single shot, and he was doing a street patrol 2 blocks away, and I never heard a thing. It's just something that happened very quickly, and it's a tragedy. And especially, like I say, all these shootings going on every day, and Racine is plaguing this town. And I hope, you know, this doesn't affect my business. I feel I run a good, safe business for people here for years that have enjoyed my facility, and try to do the best I can, but I can't do anything about, like, crazy people.
All right. Melissa, you got a question?
Yeah, I just had a question for Sergeant Webb. Sergeant Webb, could you, like, verify if the person who was the person who did the shooting was in the bar at any point, or you just ran in there after? Can you verify that for us?
Prior to the
He was
incident,
not in the bar. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
problem.
Sergeant Webb. I didn't hear you.
Prior to the incident, the suspect was not in the bar. At the time of the incident, the suspect had pulled his vehicle into the parking lot and parked. And as he was getting out, that's what started the altercation with the victim.
Thank you.
Any other questions from any of the committee members? Carrie?
I just have another question for Sergeant Webb. So I'm sorry, I can't say your last name, sir, but I'll just call you Marco. Has
Okay.
Marco, the owner of the establishment, has he been very cooperative in giving you guys all the information, the video and everything that you've asked for from him?
Yeah, I actually met him, like I said, it was a major crime, so I met him the night of the incident, and he's, we didn't get the video that night, not because he didn't offer, just because of technical difficulties. You've seen the two-year report. This is one of those businesses that's kind of like off our radar in terms of cost for service.
Okay.
But he was very forthcoming. He left everything that the gentleman left as was. He didn't touch anything. He told the first officer in there where it was. He told the investigators how the guy came in and exactly what the gentleman said.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, I guess I would entertain a motion on this item.
Motion to rescind letter of concern.
We have a second?
Second,
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? All right, thanks a lot, Marco. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, you guys.
Thank
All
you
right.
too.
Thank you. Next item of business, 062320. Communication requesting the appearance of Diamond Thomas, applicant for an operator's license working in the 4th District. So are we calling them? Are we calling them now?
Yep, give me 1 second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good. Right. She did not answer. Would you like me to give her a call again?
Well, let's try one more time and we'll hold off till the end of the meeting and try to get back. This is the first time this person's been called in, correct?
Yes.
Okay, try one more time. If not, we'll move on.
Okay. All right, she did not answer.
All right, we'll move on for right now. Next item of business, 062420, communication requesting the appearance of Tavares Williams, applicant for an operator's license working in the 1st District.
So I called this applicant today to try to get a good phone number to give her a call at tonight, and I left her a message, but I did not receive a call back, so I do not have a phone number for her.
All right, I guess we'll hold off. We'll hold off. Oh, you don't have a phone number, so this is the first time they were called in?
Yes.
So I guess we would ask for to bring this back in 2 weeks again, if everyone's okay with that.
Are we not able to act on these, being that, even though we can't make a phone call, being that it says record exists and person disqualified under policy guidelines, do we need to talk to them?
Well, we usually give them 2 times. If they don't call the second time, it's pretty much automatic, but we give them the benefit of the doubt 1 time. We've been doing that for quite a while.
Okay.
Make a motion to defer to next meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is that for both of them?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, we'll do both of them, yeah, because she
Thank
called
you.
them twice. So, all right. Next item. Communication requesting the appearance of Jamie Brow, applicant for an operator's license.
I don't have her phone number for this one either. I'll let Attorney Newt speak on it.
Yes.
Alderman Cole, this one was, it does actually not need to be on the agenda. This person is not disqualified under the guidelines. So normally if the person is not disqualified because of the background check, it just gets issued administratively by the city clerk's office. So it was taken off the agenda. So the committee does not have to deal with this one.
Okay, so she gets her license then, am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do we have to have a receive and file that or no?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on, 055520, communication on behalf of the City of Racine Police Department Liaison of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee, requesting the consideration of the license premise reports for 8/25/20.
This one had the two previous ones reference coasters and outbreak, which was already discussed. The only other matter is if we go to page 4, on August 14th, 2020, we had a fight outside of Rogers. This was called in by a neighbor who stated there was about 20 people out there fighting. Upon arriving, they did speak with the victim in this matter, but he refused to provide any information. And ultimately, a female party was taken into custody on the night of that incident.
Okay. There hasn't been too much problem with this bar either, am I correct?
Well.
I mean, they had a couple of them here and there, but they haven't been steady, am I correct? I don't have the
Well, you
report in
got,
front of me.
on the last report, there's another incident there. For the event coming up, we had another assault there. So for the report from September 22nd, on that report, there was an assault there.
See, there was a fight on July 5th as well.
I'm sorry.
What was that you said, Melissa?
I was just looking back over some of the things that Sergeant Webb's and what have you had sent, and it looks like in July there was a fight as well.
Yeah, so we had that incident on the 14th, but then there was an incident after that.
Now I know this is a bar that just recently, and I don't know, have a date that this got transferred to a new owner. Do we have that date, Amber?
This one has not been transferred to a new owner, any that I know of.
Wait,
in the
what
past
place
year.
is this? Oh, no, I remember mine. I was thinking of Rudy's. I apologize to you.
Oh.
Okay.
I was going to say they look like they had fights on 6/17 and 7/5 and a number of other occasions, so maybe we should call them in.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
I would move to call in Rogers Bar based on the incident that Sergeant Webb just reported in the incidents in June and July of this year.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. Moving on, 058320, communication on behalf of the City of Racine Police Department Liaison of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee, requesting the appearance of the license premise report for 9/8/20 and any formal expression of concern pursuant to it. Sergeant
All
Webb.
right, for this one, page 1, the boiler room, they ended up going out there for a party with a box cutter, refusing to leave and harassing other patrons. Ultimately, that person was located and was taken into custody. No injuries, no further incident. If we go to page 3, we had an assault at the Rhino Bar. Stated that she was outside the bar dancing with a group of people when her ex-boyfriend walked up on her and punched her 2 to 3 times in the face. She called the police and we left the area. This matter is ongoing. We're still investigating it.
Okay, and this one was outside the bar?
Yeah, she said, upon arriving, officer made contact with the victim. She stated she observed people standing in front of the bar dancing. The victim stated that she joined in the dancing. Her ex-boyfriend walked up and punched her 2 to 3 times in the face.
Nice. All right, anybody got any questions on this?
Does it, for the incident at the Rhino Bar, does it say whether or not the individual that punched the female came out of the bar or was just in the area?
She said she was just outside and her ex-boyfriend showed up. Give me just a second, I'll pull up the case. Oh, yeah. All right, can we come back to this on my computer? Has to be re-logged in.
It's all right. If it's just the one instance, I'm not overly concerned. I was just curious if the individual came out of the bar.
Okay, I would entertain a motion then on this item.
Hold on, there was
Okay,
one other incident. If we go to page 4, the very top one at the 509, officers responded to the bar reference a suspicious person. The off-duty officer there requested assistance. They refused a patron entry, at which time he produced a firearm and threatened the security guards, at which point they notified the off-duty officer working, and that gentleman was taken into custody.
all right. That sounds like they did what they were supposed to do. So, I would entertain a motion on this one.
Motion to receive and file.
We have a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. And last item of business, 063420, communication on behalf of the City of Racine Police Department Liaison of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee requesting the consideration of the licensed premise report for 9/22 and any formal expression of concern pursuant to it.
All right, for this one on page 1, if we go September 5th, we had an assault at Rogers. A female stated, the patron called and stated that 2 parties had got into it. They started throwing bottles. At one point, she was struck in the leg and subsequently cut by one of the broken bottles. She had a laceration. This happened in the back lawn area of the bar. The suspect left prior to, but was ultimately relocated and taken into custody.
Okay, so did this bottle throwing incident, did this happen inside or outside the bar?
Outside.
It appeared on the lawn area in the back of the bar.
Okay. All right. Well, we're already calling them in for some concerns, so is there anything else on this one?
Well, just in reference to, no, that was it for that one, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, and since we're already calling them in, I would entertain a motion on this item.
Motion to receive and file.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. All right, and that is the end of our business for tonight. But thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, take
Thank you.
care.
Have a
a good
good
night.
week.
Yep.
Thank you.